Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be doing a reading vlog of The Deal by Elle Kennedy, and this will be a reread because I have read this book and the entire series a couple years ago. I don't really remember when, but a couple years ago. Why we are doing this reread, you may ask? It is of course because the off-campus show is coming out very soon, and by very soon I mean literally tomorrow. I'm so excited, you don't even understand, especially with all the reviews coming out, and they've been so positive. It debuted with 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is really hard to do, especially for a show of that nature. And I've been seeing reviews all day of it being compared to the classic early 2000s teen dramas, which is my bread and butter, like Gossip Girl, The OC, One Tree Hill, and I'm just ready to eat it up because I know if that's what it's been compared to, I will love it. And I'm just so excited. All the promo, I'm literally counting down the hours, and the more stuff I look at, the more excited that I get. So I figured I should do a reread. It's kind of a late reread, obviously, because the show is coming out tomorrow. But I think I can do it, especially because it's coming out 3 a.m. tomorrow my time, and I don't think I'm gonna stay up at the time to watch it. I will only be able to properly watch it until after work tomorrow, unless I wake up early and watch an episode. But I don't think I want to do that, honestly, because I want to savor it, and all the episodes come out at once too. I probably will be watching it later tomorrow after work, so we have more time to watch it. The binge model and all episodes at once is becoming the norm, even though they're sprinkling weekly releases. They did that for The Summer I Turned Pretty seasons 2 and on, and they actually did a very similar thing for The Summer I Turned Pretty, where all the episodes for season 1 released at once, and then they did the weekly release for the rest of the seasons, which I'm hoping they do that for Off Campus, because there is no better feeling of the weekly releases and having something to look forward to every week, and everyone discussing the same episode at the same time and not having to worry about spoilers. I understand why they're doing it, and I just hope that they end up doing the weekly releases for the future seasons. I actually started my reread last night. I'm only on page 64, but you know what, we're gonna lock in and we're gonna get through this, because this is a pretty easy read. Really excited to be reading about these characters again. That's all I have to say. I'm gonna go read this. I forgot how quickly Hannah's trauma was mentioned. It's literally on the first page. There's nothing on the back of the book summary that talks about it. The fact that he doesn't even know her name. They're meeting for the first time. I love how snappy Hannah is towards Garrett. She's not really that shy. Even him being her little "you got me" shrug is grating as hell after she's after he says, "You look like you don't even want to talk to me right now, and you don't even really want to help tutor me," and she's just yeah, sure, I actually don't. So yeah, I really forgot how sassy Hannah could be. No wonder her and Allie are friends. Made sense. We're meeting all the other boys. Oh my gosh, yeah, I forgot about Dean's thing of him liking to hook up everywhere but his bedroom. Crazy. One thing I do like about Garrett is that he's very smart. He touches on this at one point where he says I let people believe that I'm a dumb jock and whatever, but he's actually very smart. He's made it a point to say if she's starting to have feelings for me, why? Because she's never taken the time to to get to know him, ask him questions about himself. I feel like that's one of the few times I've heard a guy in a book or whatever reject commitment from a specific girl, or reject like having any sort of like feelings for her while having like a valid reason. You know, it's not just, oh, like I want to be a guy, blah, 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 whatever. Like, he's like, you don't know anything about me, so how are you like starting to have feelings for me, you know? I like hearing and seeing whatever Garrett's thought process, because he's not a bad guy. Is he like a popular hockey player that can get like any girl he wants? Yes, but he's not like a complete asshole about it, which I know, bare minimum, but still. Rereading my annotations from when I read this first time, Garrett says another thing relating to the, oh, like she never got to know me, why does she want a relationship with me, stuff like that. And I wrote, at least he's not dumb, because that's what I'm saying, like he's not stupid, you know, like he's very self-aware and he's not gonna let himself get played. I really appreciate that Hannah's assault isn't her entire identity, and it's spoken about how it affects her, but it's not the only thing that we get to know about her. In fact, like we get to know about like her interests and how she's interested in music and all that stuff before we confirm that is what happened to her, even though there's hints about it like kind of like in the very beginning. Love how good of a friend Allie is. Like I just love seeing their bond like so early on in the book. Him taking a picture that she can text it to her entire contact list, and then even like making sure that she's comfortable by telling her that you can keep your hand, well, your finger on the emergency call button the entire ride. They're so cute, and like nothing has really even happened yet. Garrett and Hannah are in the car and he's trying to convince her to tutor him, and he says, I wonder if she knows how easy it is to read her emotions, annoyance, anger, embarrassment. Her eyes reveal everything and it fascinates me. I work so hard to mask what I'm feeling, a lesson I learned from childhood, but Hannah's face is an open book. It's kind of refreshing, and I just love like that kind of like opposite nature of like Hannah being so open, and Garrett isn't like super closed off. Like he's, you know, like he's a extroverted hockey player, but like he said, he's learned to like mask his feelings because of his childhood. So to be around someone like Hannah who's so expressive without even really, she's not even really aware of how expressive she is. I also love their banter. Hannah laughed at Garrett's joke for the first time and he like made a whole big deal out of it, and they're just like going back and forth, and I love their dynamic a lot. I just also love the dynamic amongst all the guys, because Hannah's over at Garrett's place for the first time to tutor him, and Logan calls her into a room and is like, my boy needs to ace this test. And I just love how like they all rally around each other, and also just how like they embrace like everyone that comes into their circle, but is also very wary of people that come into their circle too. It's like they're not trying to mess the vibes up, but they can also like tell like who's good vibes and who's not good vibes. And yeah, I love the found family of it all. I honestly love how stubborn Garrett is, especially when he realizes that Hannah's like upset about something and he wants her to tell him so that he can like fix it or make it better. Garrett just asks Hannah if she could have a drink tonight. It's a big deal. The fact that he basically put himself in a position to essentially be her bodyguard, her bartender, and he said most importantly your friend. Garrett Graham. Oh my gosh. When the girl that he was hooking up with before comes up to him at a party when he's on a date with Hannah, and she's like, oh my gosh, you didn't tell me that you wanted to like date and be in a relationship, and he's trying to tell her that's not the case. That part reminds me, like, he gives me such Nathan from One Tree Hill vibes after he's with Haley. He's not entertaining anything at all, and he's so matter-of-fact of everything that he says, and he's so straightforward. And that's essentially how Nathan is after he's with Haley. And he just, like, once he realizes that he has feelings for Haley, he makes that commitment to her, and he does not play around. And that is why Nayli will forever be iconic. Seeing like all of the 2010s fashion, Hannah's wearing leggings and boots to the party, and I'm just like, oh my god. I know they updated the show, like, not to be completely like 2015-esque, but I wonder like what the vibe is gonna be for the clothing and just like the overall aesthetic, because I do want it to have some of like the 2010s aesthetic of it all, but the outfits do need to change. I love how affectionate Garrett is, him just casually kissing her on the cheek when he goes to pick her up, and Hannah not even batting an eye, like she's just used to it at this point. Garrett wanting Hannah to trust him. Oh my gosh. Cute, like the scene when they're both staring down the bartender when he's making Hannah's drink, and Hannah's reaction after she gets the drink, she's like, yummy. The fact that she feels safe enough and trusts Garrett enough to handle this was just Garrett low-key peeping Logan's feelings for Hannah. Yikes. Like, I literally forgot how much I love this world, these characters, just everything. Her saying, you won't let anything bad happen to me, will you, Garrett? I love seeing Hannah interact with the guys and everyone get to know each other, and like seeing this found family form. Garrett opening up to Hannah about his mom. Oh my gosh. I forgot that she runs into her ex-boyfriend. Oh, why are you crying? Or who did this to you scene is gonna hit every single time. Like, couple that with like the guy like grabbing the girl's face or her chin or something like Garrett did, it'll never get old. Okay, after the karaoke night, Hannah woke up in Garrett's arms again after trying to make out with him the night before, and she has decided she wants a test run with Garrett so that she can prepare herself for a future relationship and she doesn't mess it up like she did with her last relationship. Really kisses him to wake up, and I'm just like, guys, he just put her on his lap. I love how frustrated Garrett gets when he can't help the people that he loves. Like, he just tell me what it is so I can fix it. Hannah saying, I'm broken and I wanted you to fix me, after Garrett strokes her cheek. My heart. Them saying, you're not broken, baby, I promise. But he just like gives in after that. Okay, so I'm officially 70% into the book now. Hannah opened up to Garrett more about her assault, and Garrett opened up to Hannah about his relationship with his father and what he went through in his childhood. I just love seeing them open up to each other and realize that they can trust each other with things that they hold very close to them. It just makes the development of their relationship that much sweeter to me. Also, in the scene where Hannah cooks and the rest of the boys are at practice and they come home and they see what she made, and it's just like a very cute found family moment where they're just like eating dinner together, and how the boys immediately Tucker starts setting the table, and then at the end Tucker's like, guys, everyone has to like clean up. And this line always made me giggle even the first time I read it, where he like body checks Hannah out of the kitchen when she tries to clean. Such a funny visual in my head. I hope that is done in the show. Like, that's just like a little thing that I think would be so fun if they did it. So obvious that they're like starting to have feelings for each other because they're getting very comfortable, especially Garrett is getting very comfortable with like the casual like physical touches. Even like the part, like it's a very quick part, the fact that he remembers she has an early class like the next day. He's shocked by the fact that he remembers that. But yes, I'm 70% in. I'm gonna finish this up before I watch the show in a couple. I think I can finish this like pretty soon. Like I'm flying through this. Hannah's at Garrett's game for the first time after he asked her. Also, side note, they're such like a funny couple. I think Seth and Summer from the OC is my favorite TV couple of all time, I think. I love them so much, and they're just such a silly couple. Garrett and Hannah kind of give me those same vibes. Hannah's always like calling him dude or whatever. Garrett's just basically like saying like, oh, like how he thinks that's hot. Hannah makes a joke about the fact that her family's not rich and that Garrett should probably, if he's only spending time with her because of, you know, he's trying to benefit from that, like it was just a joke. He jokingly said, get out, just like get out now. They're just so silly and I love it. She's at his game and they're seeing each other after in front of their friends for the first time, and she's shy, like she doesn't know what to do. Like should she hug him, should she kiss him, whatever, and he takes it upon himself to just do both and like make her feel comfortable and not have to make the first move. And I just little things like that, like I love Garrett. Like he's just such a good guy. Garrett just asks Hannah if she's going on a date with Justin this weekend, and obviously she confirms it because she is. And he's like, you're not fucking going, Hannah. Hannah's like, you said you don't do girlfriends. And then Garrett says, I said I don't have time for a girlfriend, but guess what, priorities change. Priorities indeed do change. Guys, they're like, so you're saying you want me to be your girlfriend? Yeah, maybe that's what I'm saying. Me acting like I've never read this before, but oh my gosh, like it's just so good. Like I forgot. I think Garrett was about to say that he loves her. Well, he cut himself off. And it's like, because I'm pretty sure I know exactly what it is too. She loves him too. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh, I forgot that Hannah comes out after he leaves and he like storms out. The fact that when she comes out, like she's just wearing her PJs and he's worried about her being cold. Garrett Graham, the man that you are. They're so married. Hannah's saying you can't just storm from the middle of a serious discussion. They had such good communication. The way Hannah is able to articulate her feelings and not, I mean, not that Garrett was like steamrolling over her or anything like that, but the fact that she comes out, she comes outside and she's like, you're not being fair again just because you suddenly decide you're ready for a relationship, and that we should be together doesn't mean that I'm going to squeal like a sorority girl and say, wee, hey. You clearly had time to think about it and absorb it, but you didn't give me any time at all. You just barged in and made accusations and ran out. I just love the fact that she was able to say that, because that's a good point. He just bombarded her with these feelings, and like obviously like no one likes being rejected. Not that he was like rejected, but you know what I mean. He didn't really give her time to process what he just said. Give the girl some time, let her think about it. I would be the same way. Like I'm someone, like I have to think about things to process them. Like I need to mull over them, and I usually just can't just make a split decision like that. And so I get my girl Hannah, like give her a second. Hannah saying, I'm sorry I didn't tell you about the Justin date, but I'm not gonna apologize for needing more than 5 freaking seconds to think about the possibility of you and me being a couple. And Garrett being like, I'm sorry I ran off, but I'm not sorry I want to be with you. Oh my god, they're official, guys. They're official. They just made it official. They're boyfriend and girlfriend. Hannah canceled the date before she came out there, which was, I felt pretty quick to me. I guess she just texted him. Oh my gosh, I forgot how this whole video is just me saying I forgot. Hannah got kicked out of her performance for her showcase. Crazy. Also, like that Mary Jane girl, like you're dead wrong for that. Like what happened to women supporting women? Like That's really crazy. I didn't go away for college. Like, I stayed in the city. I love the way that Elle Kennedy captures the community aspect of being at college. Garrett's talking about how easily he was able to integrate and just be around Hannah's more artsy friends, and even Logan's there as well. Like, I love how everyone is kind of just starting to like be grouped together, new friendships forming. Garrett's talking about just like how nice it is to meet other people and just have it be like a good experience and get to know other people that are different from you. Garrett's saying, baby, I could watch you watching paint dry and I still wouldn't get bored. Him asking her to sing to him over the phone. Oh my gosh, they're just so cute. Oh my gosh, Garrett just asked Hannah to come home with them for Thanksgiving. I love how supportive they are of each other. Gosh, Hannah's at Garrett's dad's house for Thanksgiving and she's in the kitchen with Garrett's dad's girlfriend, and when she's washing dishes or she just goes to grab something, she notices that she has bruising on the side of her wrists, and Garrett told her that his dad had abused his mom when she was alive. So Garrett's dad was such a red flag, and Garrett picked up on it too very quickly. Garrett's remembering all of his traumatic childhood memories. I love that through being with Hannah, Garrett's recognizing that he doesn't have to just put his entire life focus into hockey. Garrett's dad is badgering Hannah at the table, and Garrett shuts that down real quick and he's like, some distractions are worth it. Love to see it. Cindy, which is Garrett's dad's girlfriend, Garrett was going to talk to her to let her know that he knows that like their relationship isn't okay, and she flinched. She thinks like father like son. Garrett would never. I love the fact that Garrett took the time to reassure Cindy and comfort her and let her know that she has support if she needs it. Garrett says, I love that about her talking about Hannah, how she never tries to fill silences with forced conversation, and I just love that he knows that about her because I'm like the same way, and I love when people are able to just enjoy the silence sometimes and not always have to fill it with whatever. Just love that he loves that about her. Her pulling up the playlist he made her and skipping the first song because she knows it affects him because of his mother. I just love how they see each other and they're so attuned to each other's emotions and what's going on with them. Garrett being scared he'll turn out like his father. Oh my gosh, this is so sad. First of all, I forgot that Garrett's the first one to say I love you. And I forgot that he says it accidentally when they're about to start sleeping together. And of course, Hannah's like, yeah, I do. I love you too. Hannah just ran into one of the guys that testified against her when she was in court for her assault. And Garrett is walking towards him. Uh-oh. And Garrett just punched him. Garrett has a 1-game suspension because he started a fight on school property. Also, I love that Hannah isn't mad at him after that, because I feel like that can sometimes happen in books where like the guy defends the girl and she's like mad, and sometimes it is justified, but I'm just glad she wasn't mad and they had a cute moment afterwards. I really do love that Hannah acknowledges her pain and how, I've said this before, but I just love how she doesn't allow her assault to define her, and she acknowledges that it happened and it's a part of her story, but she just doesn't let it define her, and I really love that about her. Garrett's crying and he's saying, the thought of anyone hurting you rips me apart. He just said, I think I was broken too before I met you. Them being together is helping each other grow, especially Garrett. It's what a relationship is supposed to be. Garrett being like, I realize just how fucking lonely I've been. And of course he's like equating his violence towards the guy to him being like his father, because he just told Hannah that he doesn't want to be that way, and he lost his temper. But I just love that Hannah reassures him, like, that's not you, like, and it doesn't change how she feels about him. I love how they talk through their issues. They're so gentle and physically affectionate during these times. Okay, we have a problem. Garrett's father comes to Hannah's work, intercepts her. Of course, he's just talking shit. Can you leave her alone? Like, you're so weird. And he's like, you're gonna break up with my son. Hello? Like, what are we doing? The fact that he's threatening to financially cut off Garrett, it's just so nasty. Like, you're just really gross. And using that to manipulate Hannah into doing what he wants, like, ugh. Oh my gosh, I forgot the way that he spoke to Hannah. That is actually insane. Gosh, guys, here it comes. Obviously, Garrett notices that Hannah's been avoiding him, but he thinks it's because of the fight that he got into. Gosh, Hannah just did it. She said, I don't think we should see each other anymore. There's so many little details about this book that I love. Garrett brings up that he thinks that Hannah is lying to him and saying that, and not saying the real reason as to why she's breaking up with him, and obviously he thinks the reason is that he got into the fight, and she's like, no, of course not. And he's saying, like, he can tell that she's not lying to him, even though, like, he's hurting and, like, this has caught him off guard. I love that he has, like, enough sense to realize, wait, I know this girl and it doesn't feel like she's lying to me. And then that is a catalyst for him to being like, wait, hold on, something's not right here, and for him to do what he does later on. It's been a week since the breakup, and of course, Hannah misses Garrett and Garrett misses Hannah. She's basically just talking about how she feels about Garrett, and she says that he makes me feel alive, and when she's with him that she feels whole, and that she feels like she can drop her guard completely and not have to worry about getting hurt or taking advantage or just being afraid. I just love them. I love them so much. Hannah's at her showcase and she's about to play, and the song that she's singing is the song that she sang to Garrett, and Garrett was the first person that she sang this song to. And of course, Garrett is there because he can't miss his girl's show. I love Garrett. Like, I love him. The fact that he's like, I had 7 whole days to think about this, and my conclusion is that you lied to me. And it's like, I don't know why you did it, but I will figure out why. It's like, you're my girl. Like, this is not a debate here. He keeps asking her how many guys she's dated since their breakup. He's not playing any games. January 1st is Garrett's birthday. He thought that she forgot. Oh my gosh, please, she would never. Guys, it's starting. Hannah's back on campus and she's like determined to find a date so that she can get Garrett off her back. And she goes up to a guy and he immediately stiffens after hearing her voice, and we all know why. Also, Hannah knows not to cross that line with like using Justin as the person that she's going to date to get Garrett off her back, because she knows that would like hurt Garrett so deeply because there's a history there. Hannah called Sean, Allie's boyfriend, to like hang out or whatever, and he kind of like mentions it to her, like hints at that he knows why everyone's been avoiding her, and he says it and Hannah absolutely freaks out. She's at the hockey arena, this iconic scene. The fact that Garrett is smiling so hard after just being like, just seeing Hannah and like knowing what's about to come. Oh my gosh. The fact that he's like, my girlfriend is glaring daggers at me, he never stopped. Like, he's like, that was always my girlfriend. Like, this is not a game. I love how like she yells at the hockey players staring at them and they immediately listen to her. Queen. And yep, she says it. You invoked the campus-wide hands-off law? Are you kidding me? Garrett He's insane, but I love him. That's his girl. Like, he has to do what he has to do. I'm saying he did it because you're in love with me and you don't want to date anyone else. Duh, of course, Hannah. Like, get with the program, girl. He knows her so well to know that she was gonna start, like, trying to date people to back up her cover story, and he knows her like the back of his hand. When the coach comes in and he's like, what's going on? And Garrett's just like, I'm trying to win her back. And the coach is just like, okay, whatever. Soft cookies. That's her thing. He kisses her to check if she still loves him, and of course she still does. That gets her to finally say what happened and that his father was behind it. Hannah just told him when they're back at her dorm, and Garrett starts laughing because he's like, we missed out on a whole month of being together just because of this. And Hannah's like, oh, I knew what you would have said if I told you. And he asks her, okay, what would I have said? She says what she thinks he would have said, and he's like, I'm not sure about that. Ask me again. And then he says what he would have done or said. And he says, don't worry, I'm turning 21 in a few weeks and my grandparents left me a trust fund. And of course Hannah is shocked because she didn't know that. Hannah realizing that she broke up with him for literally no reason. See guys, this is why you have to communicate. Garrett's officially free from his father because he paid him what he owed him or whatever. Oh my gosh, Hannah's noticing that Logan is looking at her a certain way. And Garrett's just like, he'll get over it. Garrett and Hannah are in their little romance bubble. It's so cute. Okay, we're on the epilogue. Last chapter. The guys won the championship. Hannah congratulates him after. Garrett told the guys about, like, the truth about his father, and obviously all of them are standing in solidarity with him, aren't acknowledging his father whenever he's like just there at the games or whatever. And Garrett's officially moved on and doesn't care about his dad, and he's free from him. He's not looking back on the past, and he's just looking forward. And that is how we end the deal, guys. We finished it, and this means we can watch Off Campus. I'm so excited. I'm really happy that I did that reread, even though I started it a bit late, because it got me back into the world. It reminded me what I love about these characters, and I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. Maybe I'll just like film my thoughts after. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll film a few clips. We'll see. I'm gonna go unwind so that I can go watch it and relax. And yes, I'm so excited. Okay, it's happening.
This episode of Off Campus is presented by Liquid IV.
Guys, I just finished watching episode 1 of Off Campus. They did their big one. Oh my gosh. It was so good. Like, I was literally screaming throughout the whole thing. I wrote down notes. First, I loved the song choice for the intro and just the intro overall, like the split screen that they did, and they do it again at another point in the show. I just really loved like the editing. Like, it was so cool the way that they made things more interesting to watch. I'm loving the use of music, of course. They're going, not, I wouldn't say completely classics, like there's a good mix, but it's not like a lot of like top 40. Like, I would say there's a more indie, more like classic rock. I'm loving the music so far also. That's very important to me. I kept looking on the x-ray to see if they would bring up like who is the guy that Hannah was talking to in the class. I'm pretty sure that's Dexter. I loved their dynamic, and I loved their dynamic with Allie, like whenever they're around each other, and also when Sean comes in. And yeah, I just love seeing like their little friend group. It's so like cute and fun, and they really And along with the hockey boys, like their friend group as well, like all the friendships feel very believable. They're doing a really good job at making these people making me believe that these people are like so close and like they really love each other. Okay, now on to Garrett and Hannah. I love the banter already. That's a huge thing about them in the book. Like they go back and forth. They're just not afraid to make jokes with each other. She called him dude. It's like a huge thing that she does in the book. And like I said earlier when I was reading it, Garrett he said that like he loves when she does that, and that was the first time she called him dude. Also, like so many little funny things with the guys, like how they interact. The One Direction mention. Also, I peeped that there was a Harry poster in the room when Hannah was like dancing and singing. I love that, like the One Direction, like it all is just, I love that they're making sure that's still a thing. Also, my hair is up because, you know, it's nighttime. So yeah, ignore that. Also, this is kind of weird and like not like a big thing, but I love Hannah's voice. Like I love her speaking voice. I feel like she has like a slight accent, like not an accent, but I don't know. Like her voice has like an extra oomph to it, and like I just love her voice. Like it's like nice. I don't know. I like her voice. Loved seeing the hockey house. I literally screamed when like we got the first glimpse of it. I love seeing the dynamic between the guys. Like not gonna lie, like I was really doubtful about the guy who plays Dean because he just didn't scream Dean to me. I'm sorry I doubted you, my king, because that man is Dean. He is Dean. Like Dean making out on the table with their girl, like when the guys are just like there and they're like, dude, what are you doing? He's Dean. He's Dean. I'm so sorry I doubted you, but yeah, I'm totally on board now. Love seeing Tucker be so domestic and cute, and him like cooking. Love Logan, and I love his dynamic with Garrett. Logan's really funny. I can tell like he's gonna have me like giggling throughout this entire show because he's like so funny without really trying to be funny. Because when they were at the party, Garrett is trying to figure out what Hannah's name, because he called her Mona. He called her Mona to her face. At least in the book, I'm pretty sure he just like thought it. He didn't actually call her whatever he thought her name was because he clearly didn't know what it was. Garrett asks Logan what Hannah's name is, and Logan saying it's Hannah. Like that had me so weak. Like his delivery on how he said that was so funny to me. I love that they kept Garrett's like straightforwardness. Like you can see that in the scene with Kendall. The workout montage was really good. Loved seeing Logan and Garrett's heart to heart. I love the use of flashbacks to show and not tell, especially regarding the characters' backstories, like Hannah's and Garrett's, the trauma behind her assault, Garrett's childhood. Like we didn't have to be explicitly told, like we were shown that something, and like we can infer. If you didn't read the book, obviously I know, but you know, for someone who hasn't read the book, you can start to pick up on something has happened, and obviously we'll get more details later on. They're doing a really good job at showing and not telling, and using creative ways to do that. Garrett and his dad, their relationship is very tense, as I expected. Interesting to see how that plays out. Also, I was shocked to see Delaney show up so quickly for like Hannah's storyline. I was like, oh, this is quick. Love the scene of Hannah singing and dancing after she saw Delaney and was like using music to ground herself. She's so cute. I love her as Hannah, and I just love how they're really staying true to portraying Hannah's character. I also peeped Fool's Gold on her, Fool's Gold by One Direction, of course, on her playlist, and I was like, that's my girl. Remy Wolf performing? Hello? Okay, I see you guys. I see you. See what I'm saying? Like the indie, like that's the kind of vibe, the indie rock, like classic rock. That's what they're going for. Dominic Fike, do you wanna? Oh my gosh, wait, that's actually this is jumping forward, but the girl that was casted to play Grace, which will most likely, yeah, be next season. She posted on her story using High Grace by Dominic Fike. So guys, if High Grace is used in season 2, just know I will be screaming my head off. And who knows, maybe we could get a Dominic Fike performing scene, and maybe Remy Wolf could come back and they can sing Phone ID. Like, see, it's all making sense. And also we saw like the first Allie and Dean interaction. It wasn't much, but like, you know, still hinting at something to come, of course, we know. And of course, we get to the end. We got the first Wellesley. I screamed. Used her from Justin. Him opening up to her about his dad and his mom. Also wasn't expecting that so soon, but guys. And she said Graham, them quoting Dirty Dancing, and I saying deal. I screamed like, wow, they really caught, like they did their big one. I am so excited to watch the rest of this. Like, oh gosh, life is good. Life is so good, guys. Like, I cannot believe we have the off-campus show right now. This is amazing. I'm so happy. But I think I'm going to end the video here because we finished reading the book and just watched the first episode, just gave you my thoughts, and I'm gonna go continue watching the show. But yeah, I'm really glad that I did this, and I'm really glad that I filmed it, and I hope you guys have a great time watching the show. I hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your favorite part of the episode. What are you looking forward to seeing most in the show from the book? Just anything else. I will see you when I see you guys. Bye.